Hey, what you say, food family? Mike here, and welcome back to the channel for another great culinary adventure. Today we're going to continue our Korean barbecue series by making a popular dish that can be enjoyed as an appetizer or a main course. I'm talking about Japchae. It's sweet potato glass noodles, a little bit of beef, and some fresh veggies. It's so delicious you won't know what to think. So if that sounds good to you, stick around and I'll show you how it's done. Let's get cooking. Alright folks, as I mentioned in the introduction, Japchae is a great recipe because you can not only enjoy it as an appetizer or a main course, but you can eat it hot, room temperature, cold. You can even make it vegetarian and leave out the beef. But in this house, we're meat eaters, so we're definitely using the beef today. And that being said, I got these first ingredients in front of me. We're going to marinate the beef for this recipe. If you happen to have some leftover bulgogi from a previous Korean barbecue dinner, by all means use that. We're going to make a simple, dumbed down version of bulgogi today to add to our meat. So I got some thin sliced beef here. Nothing crazy, just bite-sized pieces. And we're going to do a quick marinade on it. We got some sesame oil, mirin, which is a seasoned cooking wine, soy sauce, sugar, and garlic. Very simple. All we're going to do, toss our meat in these ingredients. We'll set this aside, come right back, and I'll see you at the next step. Alright folks, we got that beef marinating. I've set that off to the side. The next thing we want to make for this Japchae recipe is the final sauce that will season everything once it's all cooked. So, as you see in front of me, we got 5 basic ingredients. A base of soy sauce, some agave nectar, you can also use honey, a little bit of sesame oil, some black pepper, and some sesame seeds. All we got to do, mix this together, we'll set it to the side, I'll come back and we'll actually start cooking the recipe. Alright folks, we got that sauce ready to go, our final finishing sauce. I set that to the side and I've gone ahead and prepped the veggies for the actual cooking process. So as you see in front of me, we got some red bell pepper, some shredded carrots, some onion, but the first step to making Japchae is to make an egg omelet. So I got a couple eggs here just beaten. We're going to cook those in the pan, just make a thin layer of egg, let that cook 2 to 3 minutes, flip it over to finish it. We'll roll that up and set it to the side. Once we get to that point, I'll come right back and we'll start talking about these veggies. Alright folks, you saw in that previous clip, we made our simple egg omelet. We cooked it over medium to medium low, 5 to 6 minutes. You don't want to go too hot and burn your eggs. Rolled that up into that thin, long strip. We're going to let that cool. We'll come back and slice it across to make long, thin egg noodles, ribbons, or if you want to call it. But now that that's done and ready to go, we can move our attention to the vegetables. Now, traditionally, Japchae contains shiitake mushrooms. I'm not a big mushroom fan, so I'm leaving them out today, but by all means, throw them in there if you like them. Today I'm just sticking with the basics, the bell pepper, the carrots, and the onion. I'm going to start out by sauteing the carrots. They take the longest, probably 3, 4, 5 minutes tops. We'll add the bell pepper for another 2, 3 minutes and finish things off with that onion for a minute or so. I'm going to use the exact same pan, just add a touch more olive oil, keep everything nice and seasoned up, a little bit of salt and pepper as we go. Let's get these veggies sauteed off. We'll come right back and start discussing the last 2 ingredients. We're going to blanch some spinach, and of course the star of the recipe, potato starch noodles, so stay tuned. Alright folks, you saw in that previous clip, we sauteed those veggies for about 12-13 minutes, long enough to soften up the carrots, take that raw, crisp bite out of the red bell pepper, and soften up and start to get those onions translucent. So we got these ready to go. Just going to set them to the side. And we can turn our attention to the next ingredient, spinach. Now this is a large container of spinach. We're just going to cook down to almost nothing. So all we got to do is bring a pot of water up to a boil, salt it so it's seasoned, throw this in there, 10-15 seconds max, folks. We're just doing a quick blanch, immediately drain it and into an ice bath. Kills the cooking process, preserves that bright green color, makes our japchae look really beautiful in the end. Save that water though, because we're going to use that to cook our noodles. In the meantime, while I get this water up to a boil, we'll get our dishes cleaned up. Perfect time to clean the kitchen up, clean as you go, so you'll end up with a big mess. We'll blanch our spinach, get it tossed in the ice bath, and come back and use that same spinach water to cook those noodles. So stay tuned. Alright folks, as you see in front of me, we got that blanched spinach chilling out in its ice bath, looking nice, green, bright, delicious, and beautiful. We can move on to making the star of the show. It's the glass noodles. Potato glass noodles, sweet potato noodles, whatever you want to call them. You're going to have to find these probably at an Asian market or online, Amazon type thing. You're not likely to find these at your local grocery store. I know that's kind of a pain in the ass, but you want to make sure you get the right thing because it's key to this japchae recipe. Now, this is a Chinese brand, but they happen to write japchae in Korean, so I know these are the right things to get. But otherwise, potato glass noodles, potato starch noodles, like I said, if you find that, they're going to be kind of seaweed green clear looking. So that's what you're looking for. Now, like I said, we got our spinach blanched. That spinach water is still in the pot behind me. We're going to cook these glass noodles in that spinach water. There's a lot of minerals and nutrients in there. We're already sneaking a bunch in for the kids if they don't know it already with this spinach and those veggies. But we're going to get some more added to these glass noodles by using that flavored water. So let me get this put away. We're going to boil these noodles 2-3 minutes. They're pretty quick. They're going to be hearty and thick. We'll come back, get everything moved out of the way, sear off our beef. I did forget that earlier, but I'm eating this hot today, so I wanted the beef to be warm before I add it to everything. If you're going to eat it room temperature or cold in the future, by all means, when your pan's dirty from the veggies, go ahead and sear your beef then. But like today, I'm eating it hot, so I'm going to save it for the end. So let's get this cleaned up. We'll boil these noodles. We'll come right back and sear that beef. Stay tuned. Alright folks, well, we got that spinach water back up to a boil and boiled our noodles for about 2-3 minutes just so they were soft. I went ahead, strained off our blanched spinach, and it obviously came down to a small amount even from that big package, but this is nutrient densely packed with a lot of flavor. Look how bright and green that is, just looking beautiful. So now that all our spinach, noodles, veggies, everything's cooked, we can saute off our beef, come right back, mix it all together, add that finishing sauce, give it a taste test, and see how we did. Stay tuned. Alright folks, it is officially hot up in this kitchen, but we finally have all our ingredients ready to assemble our japchae. Of course, we got our blanched spinach, the seared beef, the sauteed veggies, the egg omelet we made earlier. I did go ahead and just slice that into thin strips, our noodles, and of course our finishing sauce. All we got to do, combine everything together, give it a good stir. We'll plate it up, give it a taste test, and see how we did. All right, folks, we got everything combined together, mixed it well. You want to put the finishing sauce on those noodles first to kind of break them apart. They will stick together just from the natural starches in those potato noodles. So start with your sauce, then you can add your other ingredients as you please. Doesn't really matter. I was very heavy on my vegetables and meat and fillings today, but hey, I want this to be a filling, delicious, hearty meal, so I went in there with those extra veggies. The only thing we left out from traditional japchae was mushrooms, so by all means, if you like mushrooms, put them in there. I'm not a fungus eater, so I left them out. With that being said, we're still looking delicious. It smells amazing. I cannot wait to dig in, so no sense in delaying the inevitable. Let's give it a taste test. Grab some noodles, a little spinach. Some of that bell pepper to the egg. Alright, one final bite before we give our final thoughts. Absolutely knocked this one out of the ballparks, folks. This japchae is fresh, delicious, hearty, full of vitamins and delicious flavors. We got the beef in there. Like I said earlier in the show, if you made other recipes from this Korean barbecue series, the bulgogi, by all means add that. You don't have to add this meat to it, or leave it out completely, keep it vegetarian. Either way, it's going to be delicious. Now, you're going to have to substitute a certain few things in there if you want to keep it truly vegetarian, but I don't get into that mess. That's not my diet, so not my style to try to tell everybody else how to eat their way. But this here, these noodles, absolutely delicious. Got a nice bite to them. Beef, I cook mine medium rare. Cook as much or as little as you like yours cooked. Eggs, perfect omelet. Like I said, we nailed this one today, folks. If you like what I made here, be sure to check the link in the description below. That will see my website with the recipe for today's japchae. All the ingredients, the amounts, everything you need to know so you can perfect this one for yourself, your friends, and your family at home. This isn't technically Korean barbecue food, but I thought I'd add it to this series because it's a delicious Korean meal that anyone's going to enjoy. It's kid-friendly, not spicy. It's just a noodle stir-fry almost, but it's very popular in Korea, all around the world. So I added it to our Korean barbecue series, but you can cook this anytime. It doesn't have to be a Korean barbecue meal-themed kind of night at your house. But that being said, if you like these kind of videos, be sure to click that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know next time I put out another great video like this. We're going to continue the Korean barbecue series. I'll be doing American barbecue the rest of the summer. All kinds of great global foods that anyone can cook at home, simple and easy. This one takes a few steps, but ultimately it's some quick, easy cooks. Mix it all together, and you're eating good at the end of the day. So until next time, folks, Mike here signing off. Just keep cooking.